What's up, everybody? It's 8-Bit Villain here. There's a fucking hilarious development in the Billy Mitchell Karl Jobst saga. I hope I said that properly. I'm sorry if I didn't. Billy Mitchell is a gigantic piece of fucking dog shit. He's a cheater. He's most famous for having a high score in fucking Donkey Kong. Imagine that being the most important part of your life. So anyway, he's a complete fucking piece of shit cheater, and there's a YouTuber named Karl Jobst, and he has called Billy out on it so many fucking times. It is so fucking hilarious to me. And this guy is a fucking mental midget. I fucking can't stand how stupid this fucking dude is. Anyway, Carl's suing him, or no, sorry, Billy is suing him. Billy is suing Karl. Maybe I should use their names. And it's going to be hilarious because Billy has no fucking shot. He's a gigantic piece of shit. Everybody knows it. And his hair is fucking retarded. So let's watch this video from Karl. I'm not going to lie. I watched the first couple of minutes, but we're going to start over. And it's a fucking banger. Well, at least the first 2 minutes were. Most of Karl's shit's very, very good. Let's check it out.
A bitter war of Donkey Kong has exploded with controversy over a high score, making it all the way to a Queensland courtroom. An American video game champion is suing a Brisbane YouTuber over cheating claims.
He's not a champion. He's a cheater. It's been proven.
Hello, you absolute legends. As many of you know, back
You're
in
a legend,
2021,
Karl.
con artist of the century Billy Mitchell sued me for defamation, claiming damages of almost $500,000. For almost 3 years, this ridiculous lawsuit has dragged on, and
Look
for
at
the
this
past year,
fucker's hair.
I've been desperately trying to get a trial date as soon as possible. The sooner we can go to trial, the
Look at this fucking chud. I'm going to do my best to not just pierce your ears with my laughter. What an absolute fucking troglodyte.
sooner this will all be over and we can all move on. But every step of the way, Billy has been doing everything in his power to delay trial as much as possible. You would think it would be the opposite way. Billy is the plaintiff. He's the one that's supposed to be desperate for the court to step in and give him a resolution. But no, he's the one always running away.
Because he knows he's a cheater. And he could just admit it and come clean and not look like the biggest fucking moron in the world. But he won't.
In fact, he got so bad that even Australian news outlets were reporting on the fact that Billy was saying he couldn't attend trial when we were asking him to.
Right.
However, thankfully, a trial date has recently been set by the judge. As it stands, Billy and I will be going to trial starting September 16.
I can't fucking wait for this. Karl, please annihilate this loser. Please, for the love of everybody who's watching, this guy is a gigantic pile of shit and he's an embarrassment to people who play games. And I cannot fucking stand him. I hope you have the fucking capital to fight this fucking douche.
And the trial
If I had money, I would definitely help you out. I would donate to whatever fund you got going. If you have one, I used to have one. I wanted to donate to it back in the day, but I just don't have the extra money for that. But goddamn, man, fuck this guy up.
is scheduled for 6 days. This is only 4 months away, and personally, I cannot wait. This has already gone on far too long, and is a huge waste of everyone's time and money. But it does look like we will get a resolution pretty soon, which is great news. Now, when I announced this on Twitter, a lot of people had questions. Is it possible that me and Billy will settle before trial? Billy settled with Twin Galaxies earlier this year, and everyone hated that.
I absolutely did hate that, because if they would have kept it going, he would have been absolutely found in the court to be a fucking lying piece of shit. Oh, I would have loved to have seen that. But I understand why they settled. It's very expensive, and not everybody has the extra money to do this kind of shit. Clearly, this retard does, and he just doesn't give a shit about wasting people's time or money, as long as his reputation is upheld, which is completely ruined, so what's the point?
Is it possible I might do the same? Everyone wants to see Billy lose, but is he going to just wriggle his way out once again? What will happen if Billy loses? Will there be any repercussions? What happens if he wins? In this video, I will answer these questions. Plus, we will take a quick look at a few of the things we will be arguing about in court. And some of the things Billy is trying to claim are insane. For example,
sure they
and I
are.
swear to God this is real, Billy is trying to claim that he was never banned from Twin Galaxies for cheating.
What? Yes, he was.
Yes, the guy who was banned from Twin Galaxies for cheating and sued Twin Galaxies for $10 million because they banned him for cheating is claiming in his lawsuit against me that he was never banned from Twin Galaxies for cheating.
I can't even explain all of this to you guys if you don't know what's going on. Go back to Karl's channel. I'm going to leave a link to this video and his channel in the description. All of his Billy Mitchell shit is absolutely amazing. There are other people, by the way, who have mega problems with Billy Mitchell. He likes to sue everybody under the fucking sun. Billy, come for me. I have nothing. Do whatever you got to do. You're a piece of shit and I fucking cannot stand you. Imagine your life being the most important thing in your life, a fucking Donkey Kong score. What a absolute retard. Anyway, let's keep going.
The lies never stop, and this is why trial is going to be so exciting. All of this will go before the judge, and it will be epic. Or, as I asked before, will Billy be able to weasel his way out? Let's find out. I really hope you enjoy.
I hope not. I hope he gets fucking destroyed.
Now, legends, we are all huge Billy Mitchell fans here.
Indeed.
And I know most of you are wondering, how on earth does Billy maintain such beautiful hair and skin? Well, I don't know Billy's secret for sure, so I can only assume it's because he's using today's video sponsor, Geology. Geology is the bee's knees when it comes to looking and smelling your absolute best. Personally, my skin is super oily, so I need to use Geology's everyday face wash or my face looks and feels gross. Plus, I use their nourishing eye cream because I have massive black eyes from not getting enough sleep. But if you have problems with dry skin or acne, Geology is perfect for that too. Plus, they have a whole range of products including body washes, deodorants, and hair shampoos and conditioners, and they all smell incredible. The process is super simple. Just take the 30-second quiz, and Geology will send a personalized routine right to your door. And right now, you can get 100% off your first order. Yes, that is a free trial of their award-winning skincare routine. All you need to pay is the $4.95 shipping. Plus, they will give you an additional 50% off an extra product of your choice. Just click the link in the description or scan the QR code on screen and use code KarlJobst100. This is an amazing offer, so don't miss out. When Billy Mitchell settled with Twin Galaxies back in January, the entire world wept. What we all want more than anything is for Billy to have his ass handed to him in court.
Absolutely.
We want to see a real bona fide loss. Honestly, at this point, Billy's lawsuit against...
Look at his fucking face. I'm not just saying that because he's ugly. He gets so angry and like his whole life is ruined because he got caught cheating and can't handle it.
Against me is the world's last chance to see this epic defeat happen. If Billy loses to me, it will be devastating for multiple reasons, which I will get into shortly. So this is really important that it does go to trial, and I do my very best to serve Billy the loss he so desperately deserves.
Yes,
but
he does.
Has settled before, and not just with Twin Galaxies, with the YouTuber Apollo Legend as well. And both times the public was very upset. Is there any chance the same might happen with me? The answer is almost certainly no.
I'm so glad you said that, because this fucking twat needs a loss. He needs to be knocked down to the level where he belongs. He is not a fucking legend. He is a fucking useless cheater.
There is a big difference between Billy's lawsuits in America and his lawsuit against me, which is in Australia. In America, even if you win as the defendant, there is no guarantee you'll get any of the court costs back. You might have to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars defending yourself, and when you win, you get absolutely nothing.
Yep.
This is why in America, settling is a very tempting resolution, and this is why Twin Galaxies decided to settle. It was just a lot cheaper. In Australia, things are different. Here, almost always, the loser is ordered to pay the court costs of the winner.
Ooh, Billy, you're gonna have to fucking pony up, little boy.
I'm pretty confident that I'm going to win.
Me
so
too.
From my perspective, it seems silly to settle because I believe I will be successful and I believe that Billy will be ordered to pay back most of my costs. It's not 100% of my costs, however. The judge can award standard costs or indemnity costs. Standard cost is more common, and usually the winning party would get back around 60 to 70% of their costs.
Ugh.
But in some circumstances, the judge can award indemnity costs, which would be up to 95% of costs incurred. If I do win, I think indemnity costs are more likely for reasons which I won't go over in this video. But in any case, the most important thing to realize is that this lawsuit, including trial, will have cost me around $500,000.
Holy shit.
This means if Billy loses, he will almost certainly be required to pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars to cover my expenses.
I would love, absolutely love to fucking see this.
This is obviously a big deal, and I would be stupid to accept any settlement that didn't also include the payment of all of my costs,
That's a good point.
given that I think the judge will award them to me at trial. So the chances of me and Billy settling before trial are extremely low, and I don't foresee any circumstance in which that happens. Billy can't just drop the lawsuit either. If he does try to run away before trial or simply avoids it, he will lose by default, and will still need to compensate me for my expenses. This lawsuit will go to trial, and the only way for Billy to avoid it is to simply lose before that even happens. If I were Billy, I would be shitting myself, because if he
If I were Billy, I'd be shitting myself, but I don't think that he is, because he thinks he's gonna skate. He thinks he's gonna get around this shit, and he's gonna get off. I guarantee you, he believes this. He is that kind of dumb fuck.
loses, he will lose big. And right now, things aren't looking good. In saying that, nothing is certain in the legal system, and there is also a non-zero chance that somehow Billy wins. If that happens, I would need to pay back some of his costs, though it would almost certainly be on the standard costs basis. I don't know what Billy has spent so far, but based on the poor quality of work by his lawyers, it's probably
Again, go watch the other videos about this guy. His legal team is almost as dumb as he is.
less than half of what I've spent on mine. And while my loss seems unlikely, I would be an idiot if I didn't prepare for it. I've been privileged enough to have a lot of financial help from
This is the one I was going to donate to. I just didn't have the extra money, man. I really would have, I swear to God.
members of the public and people like Notch who have donated a tremendous amount of money,
That's
but this
awesome.
only covers my own legal expenses. It doesn't cover any of the damages I would have to pay or any of the legal costs Billy has incurred. This might end up being hundreds of thousands of dollars on top of what I've already spent. Again, it's extremely unlikely, but I've done the best I could to earn enough money to survive the worst case scenario. And I'm happy to say that if the worst case scenario does eventuate, me and my family will survive. The law
That's important. I mean, if you feel like you're risking your family's, livelihood, like food and bills being paid, then don't go through with it. I really don't think you should do that. But I'm absolutely confident, just as you are, that you're going to fucking destroy this asshole.
lawsuit has taken an extreme mental toll on me, and it's affected this channel as well. I'm not free to just make the videos I want to make. Whenever I make a video, I have to consider the lawsuit, and if the
Right.
video will be popular enough to cover my expenses. And the lawsuit takes up so much of my mental energy and attention, it's hard to think about anything else.
That's got to be so fucking incredibly stressful.
That's one of the reasons I make so many Billy Mitchell videos. I spend so much time researching Billy for the sake of my own defense that it's hard to work on other projects. I do the best I can, but a lot of the time I just try to kill two birds with one stone and take what I've learned about Billy to make videos and use that to fund my legal expenses and prepare for the worst. Now, let's take a look at some of the things I will be arguing at trial. Obviously, I'm not going to cover everything here, and don't worry, I'm not going to spill any secrets or give away any strategies. Everything I mention here will be public information and already known to both parties. There are multiple ways to defend a defamation claim in Australia that go beyond just proving what you said was true or that it wasn't defamatory. One of them is to say that Billy didn't have a good reputation to begin with, so it's not possible.
That is fucking key. Because his reputation is dog shit damaged.
That it caused him any damage. Before I published the video in question, it was already well established that Billy was a cheater.
Yep.
He had already been sued for fraud by Twin Galaxies, and I had already covered all of this in previous videos. Billy himself has already proven that his reputation was destroyed long before I ever talked about
Absolutely fucking tanked. His reputation is 1,000,000,000% negative.
him, and he proved this by suing Twin Galaxies for $11 million in 2 states.
What does false light mean?
He sued Apollo Legend for $1 million, and he sued Jeremy Young, Jeff Harris, and the Donkey Kong Forum for $3 million. In all of those lawsuits, he claims that his
Again, I can't say this enough. Imagine the most important thing in your fucking life is having the highest Donkey Kong score. It just blows my fucking mind. This asshole has a family. And this is the most important thing in his fucking life.
reputation was destroyed by their statements. He can't have
It's a fucking video game that nobody fucking plays anymore.
his cake and eat it too. He can't say that Twin Galaxies destroyed his career in his lawsuit in America and then come over to Australia and say that his reputation was amazing and I destroyed it once again. That doesn't make any sense, but that's exactly what Billy is doing. If I can establish that Billy had a bad reputation to begin with, it doesn't matter if I
don't think that's going to be difficult.
can or can't prove any of my claims against him, because you can't damage what is already completely destroyed. But in
Yes.
saying that, there is a lot I can prove, and I will attempt to do so at trial.
My nose
I will
is
prove
itching.
that Billy was publicly exposed for cheating, and that he was banned by Twin Galaxies because of his cheating. Everyone will hear
There's so much proof that he cheated, it's unreal, and this asswipe still can't fucking admit it. The proof is unreal.
this claim and think there is no possible way Billy would try to deny this, because it's an obvious fact. Well, believe it or not, he is denying this. Billy is claiming that he was never publicly exposed for cheating and
I'd
that
say
he
I'm
wasn't
shocked, but I'm
banned by
not.
Twin Galaxies. What's hilarious about this is that Billy argues in his own court documents from his American lawsuits that Twin Galaxies banned him for cheating and it caused him to get roasted publicly. I mean,
And that's his problem. He's a mental midget, and he can't handle the fact that people make fun of him.
it's literally the reason for his lawsuits against them. So he argues one thing in America and then argues the complete opposite in Australia. I don't know why he thinks this is a good idea, because I'm just going to use his own filings to show that he is a deceptive liar who's trying to play both sides. I'm also going to argue that he expressed joy at the thought of the YouTuber Apollo legend's death. This is obviously a terrible thing. And not only did he imply he was going to smile and giggle if Apollo legend died,
If this is true, I will not shed a tear. I will try my very hardest not to smile or giggle. What an absolute piece of shit. Billy Mitchell, you're an absolute fucking piece of shit. And I hope that when you do die, you burn in fucking hell. Because you're a fucking asshole.
but he also said that he hoped it was true. This was in
What a cocksucker.
2018, which was 2 years before Apollo legend actually died. At this time, Billy had only heard that he had died from his wife, and he was gleefully texting about it to his friends. Billy's defense to this is that Apollo legend didn't die until 2020, so Billy only thought Apollo legend had died, which makes his text okay. Yeah.
In what world?
Yes, this really is Billy's defense.
Oh my
I'm also going
God.
to show that Billy abuses the legal system to try and silence people and force them to recognize his scores. For example, when he threatened Guinness World Records with a lawsuit if they didn't reinstate his scores, and they ended up folding. You may be asking why
How can Guinness fold against this fucking chode? There's no way he has more money than they do.
any of this is relevant, and it's because it all damages his reputation. It doesn't matter if he can show that I was incorrect on one thing. Even if he were to prove that I was wrong about a specific claim, there are many other claims that were true and also damaged his reputation. So as a whole, any incorrect claim I may have made didn't cause any extra damage. There are multiple barriers that Billy has to get through in order to be successful. He has to show that something that I said wasn't true and that it was defamatory. He then needs to prove that his reputation was damaged by that specific claim and has to prove those damages. From my side, I'm going to argue that what I said wasn't defamatory, that Billy's reputation was already terrible, and that I've said so many damaging things about him that were true and that I can prove that even if he did show that one thing I said was wrong, it didn't make a difference.
Doesn't
And
matter.
there are other very important things on top of this that I won't discuss until after trial happens. But I assure you that I will break it all down in more detail once it's over.
I can't
One
wait.
thing people have also asked is what happens if Billy loses and decides not to pay my costs? He is in America after all, and this would be an Australian judgment.
I didn't think of that. The little weasel might not pay.
Well, thankfully, the state of Florida where Billy lives does recognize foreign judgments, so we would be able to go after him through the Florida court system.
I love it.
It's a bit more work for us, but the important takeaway is that he won't be able to escape. And besides, if Billy did try to run and avoid paying, that's going to stick with him forever. First, his whole persona as a successful businessman would be destroyed, because we would all know he actually has no money. And secondly, I would never, ever let the world forget what he did. The world needs Billy to lose.
I love this wrestling shit. It's so good.
Not only would Billy need to pay me a lot of money if he loses, but we will also
He's got the tie and his fucking dumb haircut. Oh my god, it's so fucking good. He made him too fat though. Billy's a skinny bitch.
Have an official ruling by a judge on a lot of these issues. This is because this particular trial will be decided by a judge and not a jury. So a judge is going to examine all of the evidence, and a judge will give his ruling and opinion on all of these issues. So if a judge rules that Billy was exposed for cheating, this opinion will be cemented in writing and will carry a lot of weight. If Billy loses this lawsuit, the judge's opinion is going to be very damaging for him, and that's another reason why I think it was very stupid for Billy to have started these proceedings. This is probably my last update on my own lawsuit until the trial. The
Sure.
next few months are obviously going to be very stressful for me and my family, so I'm probably going to work a bit less and will try to relax and distract myself as much as possible. I would love any and all support until then. You can support me by clicking on my videos when you see them, by leaving a comment, by not skipping my sponsors, and by sending some good
I'm gonna let your fucking sponsor rock, buddy. I appreciate you making this type of shit. This guy's a scumbag, and I'm glad you're gonna take it to him.
energy over my way. I really appreciate it. September 16. Mark your calendar.
I'm putting it on my fucking calendar right the fuck now. Watch. I'm gonna put it in my. Where's my phone? Open my fucking calendar. Scroll over to September 16. New event. Let's see it. I'm gonna name it Karl Fucks Billy Hard. Not in that way. Let's say dash legally. All right, dude. This is oh shit. I can't show you guys this because it's got my personal shit on it. But trust me when I say Monday, September 16th. It's fucking on. Wait. Is it a K or a C? Fuck, Karl. I'm sorry. It's a K. I was right. Yeah.
This is going to be big. Thank you so much for watching, you legends. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and I will see you in the next video.
I love you, Karl. Fuck this guy up, please. Do you have, let's see. All right, Karl's got a Patreon. I'm definitely going to post all this shit in my description of this video. Karl, I hope you don't mind me making this. I just wanted to cover what a piece of shit Billy is. And, god damn, man, I can't wait for you to fucking destroy him in court. Thanks for watching, guys. Take it easy. Go check out Karl's shit. Support this fucking man. He's doing the Lord's fucking work. He's doing the work of every gamer embarrassed by this complete piece of shit. And let's not lie, he is a complete fucking embarrassment and a fucking troglodyte. Take care, everybody.